Hi, my name is Bhumi. I'm your life and relationship coach, and today we will be discussing 5 top tips of knowing that you're dealing with a narcissist. This is a carry forward from an episode I did earlier this week, which discussed the 5 key traits of an abusive person. So the video is also in the link below if you needed to sort of check that out. And the reason I find it is so important to discuss these so close together is because a lot of us often, especially if we are emotionally quite empathetic and compassionate people, we do end up with a lot of narcissistic or abusive type of people, and we do sort of end up repeating some of these patterns from friendships to relationships with some of these folks. And it is extremely important for you to understand if yourself or if someone else is going through these challenges. And if you can identify that you are not with the right kind of genuine, compassionate and empathetic person like yourself, then you can sort of see some of these traits quite early on and do something about it to ensure that you stop these patterns. So relationship coaching is one of those beautiful things that you can take when you're single or at any stage of your relationship. So if you are struggling as well, get in touch with me, whether you are at early stages of dating or whether you are in a relationship and just have these sort of narcissistic or abusive traits in your partner, which is not making you happy, which doesn't let you achieve, the sort of best, wonderful relationship in life you could have. Okay. If you are new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe. And if you are already subscribed, thank you very much. Please continue to like and share. For anyone who watches my video, I always request, please share this along, especially if you know someone within your sort of circle of friends or family who may be dealing with a narcissistic or an abusive sort of person. Friends and family, I urge you to speak up when you are seeing that someone you love is dealing with this sort of person, and not wait until things get really, really bad. I'm not telling friends and family to interfere at every opportunity they get, but I am telling that narcissism and abuse is really, really serious. And if you are seeing a loved one suffer or not understand their patterns and what they're going through, please pass this video along so they can have a look. Right, so let's jump straight into the 5 traits that are for sure signs that you're dealing with someone who's narcissistic. The first one is disrespect. Narcissists don't really care much about other people. Their universe literally rotates around themselves, and they do not often care if they are disrespecting you. And by disrespect, I think most people, when you speak about narcissists, they would say it's an emotional manipulation. You can call it simply emotional manipulation because narcissists are extremely intelligent and they know how they are emotionally manipulating you. The reason I call it disrespect is because within disrespect, you have things like manipulation, you have things like mental and emotional sort of abuse. So absolutely all these things that, we say that, oh, someone feels like an emotionally manipulative person, because narcissists are very, very intelligent. They have a certain way and charm of sort of getting you to trust them and like them, so they can sort of guide you along the way they would like. And even when they are disrespecting you, you would not be able to see it. So if you feel that there are signs of emotional manipulation or even financial manipulation, right? So if you're the only one who's always paying on a date, for example, or for holidays, that is a form of financial manipulation and is disrespect. Okay, so that is the first trait of narcissists. Under the whole category of disrespect is manipulation and a whole host of other behaviors that simply do not make you feel that you're valued and you're special to that person. And there may be times, as I said, if they are only emotionally manipulating you, that you may feel special at some points, but equally undervalued at other points. Okay, so that's the first trait. The second trait, which is something that I spoke about during, when I was doing the video about abusive traits, is their self-obsession. They absolutely love to look at themselves in the mirror. This is the first sign of knowing someone is a narcissist. So if you are dealing with someone who is consistently checking themselves out, looking at them in the mirrors, takes tons and tons of selfies, and I mean, you know, beyond measure, and is consistently sort of ignoring you and your needs, as long as their needs are met, you know, they're happy, and they're so self-obsessed, which you will see because it will feel selfish and cold. Many times you will feel that they're being selfish, they're being inconsiderate. This is all about self-obsession. Okay, trait number 3 is they love to create drama. So narcissists can be those kind of people as well. So for example, if you're dealing with someone and if they feel that they sort of sense like a bipolar, you know, they go from good to bad quite quickly, or positive emotion to negative emotion quite quickly, then you are dealing with a narcissist. Because psychology suggests that if you or I is going through a negative emotion and suddenly a good news arrives, then we do go through a neutral stage before we become happy and sort of, you know, joyful about a positive news, and vice versa. So there is a neutral stage between emotions, so positive, neutral, negative, negative, neutral, positive. But with a narcissist, what you will see is that they will go from positive to negative without any neutral state. And this is because they genuinely cannot stay in that neutral stage. They genuinely have to react and create a drama. So if you know that you're with someone like that, then you should definitely consider, you know, other traits and see if they match some of the other traits. Now, someone who is like that, you know, who literally goes from one emotion to the other quite quickly, is most probably abusing you mentally or emotionally. So please have a you know, listen through the video that will be in the summary below. Trait number 4 is that they will never tell you the full story. A narcissist will tell you what they want you to hear about them or about anything else. And if you ever ask them some details or depth of stories, they would either brush it off as there is nothing to share, or they would pretend that they don't remember and there is absolutely no reason to talk about it, right? Making you feel that you're just obsessing about something when you shouldn't. So when you get those sorts of conversations going on with someone and you feel that you're consistently on the back foot of finding out things about them and they're not telling you the full story, or they're only telling you what they want you to hear, because narcissists can be very charming as well, you know, and I'm not saying every charming person is a narcissist, but quite a few narcissists are charming. So make sure that, you know, you sort of check yourself on that meter of how much truth are you getting told and whether it feels that you're being sort of played in that area. And the 5th and the final trait is that they will most certainly demonstrate some form of abusive behavior, whether it is emotional and mental. And narcissists can be very charming, so they may not verbally or physically abuse you, but they will be slipping in mental and emotional abuse without you even noticing. And this is the difficult part about dealing with a narcissist, is if you are dealing with someone who is physically or sexually abusing, you can tell that, right? Or verbally abusing you, you can clearly say it. But with emotional and mental abuse, you cannot say or see the difference. So if you are getting sort of a lot of mental or emotional disconnect, or overwhelming, you know, sort of just clouded, overwhelming judgment around that person, then you are potentially dealing with a narcissist, combined with 1 or 2 other traits from either the abusive sort of categories or the narcissist categories, means that you do need to work on it and work and do what's best for you. Now, I know many people go through these patterns and repeated behaviors of being with a narcissist or an abusive person. I have done that myself, and that is because sometimes empathetic people who are emotionally highly sensitive can basically, we create a vibe around us which is compassionate, kind and loving, and narcissists and abuser has the complete opposite vibe. So what happens is they almost sniff us out, because we're so empathetic and emotionally highly sensitive. They sniff us out because they know that we will deal with it, and we will sort of either help them or let them, you know, suck the life forces out of us. So if you are sort of stuck in that pattern again and again and again, and really cannot see the daylight from it, please get in touch, because relationship coaching will be something that will really help you understand why you're doing it and help you get through it. So next time when you do find a partner, you find the right partner for yourself. I hope this video has been useful. As I said again, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And if you feel that this will be useful to someone that you know, please pass it along. Please share. Thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend ahead.